military checkpoints, and indefinite lockdown. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, because we're going to have a look at an article from news.com.au, which is, well, breaking news. Military checkpoints may form part of the lockdown roadmap. And I think this will challenge some of these sensibilities of Australians. And we're not in the outro. What are you doing, Florian? Get organised. Yes, I think it'll definitely challenge some of the sensibilities of many Australians. And it will confront them. It will confront them quite hard with the amount of control that our politicians have. And, well, how much they can intervene in our lives. Now, hopefully, this will activate people to take an interest in politics, to take an interest in what rules, laws are being created, in how easily our freedoms are being eroded one after the other. So I'm hoping there's a silver lining to this. Often it's darkest before the dawn. Perhaps that's what it is. So let's have a look. A plan for troops to patrol parts of Sydney may be introduced until the city is vaccinated, with lockdown likely to remain. There you go. And this is just the blog post from news.com. New South Wales is bracing for another rise in COVID-19 cases today after a record rise yesterday and a state of emergency being declared. Premier Gladys Berejiklian yesterday confirmed there were 136 new COVID-19 cases detected in the state and announced new restrictions. 2 local government areas in Sydney's west will be locked out for the rest of the city. Residents of Cumberland Shire and Blacktown will be prohibited from leaving their suburbs unless they are health or emergency workers or are otherwise deemed essential. And we've got some live updates here. I mean, here's the thing. The discussion is all about, unless the city is vaccinated. I was looking on Yahoo, and I wanted to talk about just the fear in the media. It's crazy. You've got one article talking about how someone's dying because of this vaccine. And then you've got another one, all this regret. Oh, why wasn't I vaccinated? No wonder people have hesitancy. The media is pumping all this fear. If you're under 40, under 50, your risk of succumbing to the illness is significantly low. So a lot of people aren't worried about it. And, of course, when all you hear in the media is about young people dying is from the vaccinations, of course you're going to be hesitant. But you have to look at the actual numbers. And I think the media is really to blame here with the fear that they're spreading. And they're doing it because it gets views and it gets clicks. I know, I've seen it on YouTube. You do a positive video, no one watches it. Something negative, doom and gloom, people are all over it. That's just how we're hardwired. What have you? You've got 6 million doses of AstraZeneca and 6 people, unfortunately, have died because of it. Okay? And people are going, oh, there's more people dying of the AstraZeneca than the illness, the COVID. Well, which it's true. You're comparing, 30,000 cases to 6 million cases. There's still a chance of 1 in a million of getting a blood clot, and that could lead to complications or death. And I mean, are you going to risk it? A lot of people aren't. They're going to go, no, I won't, But you've got to understand, there's so many other risks that people take. Look at the contraceptive pill that's handed out like candy. Look at the risk of getting a blood clot from that. Just the, smoking, diet, all these other things. The pill is, 1 in 10,000. Look at long-haul flights, deep vein thrombosis. There's all of these other risks that we're taking, but the media is just playing up and focusing on the stuff for clicks. And then they're wondering why people aren't rushing out. Or going, you know what, no, I'll wait until I can get the Pfizer. I don't want the AstraZeneca. So that's the thing. So, who are the real ones to worry about here? So, Victoria's plan out of lockdown revealed. State government officials are confident Victoria's lockdown will end as planned on Tuesday, but it may be weeks before tight restrictions on public and private gatherings are lifted. Ministers are said to have cautious optimism. The stay-at-home order will be eased, with the cabinet meeting daily to devise a pathway to freedom. The Herald Sun reports. Schools opening will be a priority under the plan, with mask wearing and a cap on gatherings likely to remain. The toughest restrictions will be reserved for sporting venues, given the most concerning clusters linked to the current outbreak spread from events at the MCG and Amy Stadium. Victoria recorded 14 locally acquired cases on Friday with 3 infections, while in the community, Premier Daniel Andrews said the case numbers were encouraging and trending in the right direction, but was careful to reiterate a decision on lockdown would not be made until Tuesday. I mean, this is the thing. There's not even any discussion or opposition to the lockdowns, that they're just accepted. Now, it's just what's happened. It's just the responses. So the removalists aren't going to be charged. The 3 Sydney removalists who travelled while COVID infectious, eventually plunging Victoria into its 5th lockdown, are unlikely to be penalised. The Herald Sun reports that despite the trio bringing the Delta strain across the border from New South Wales to Victoria, police are set to close the case with only one potential fine for not wearing a mask. According to the publication, the removalists had not been found to have broken any rules pertaining to their permit to deliver furniture interstate from July 8th. The group included 4 people in the Maribyrnong apartment complex when they delivered the goods without masks or appropriate social distancing, as footage depicted. However, it is understood they were allowed to demask as workers engage in strenuous activity. Yeah, good. It's good to see that the fear isn't just... This is the thing. You're gonna see media... I mean, there's even talk about blaming potential next recession on the unvaccinated, guys. This is the type of crap you're going to hear coming out from the media, from politicians, from people that are letting fear overtake them. That's the worry. That's the big worry. It's going to be a big divide in our community. And then they'll use that to push in more and more restrictions on people's liberties and people's freedoms. There's historical precedent because of this. This isn't shit that I'm just making up. You learn history, you'll see how it happens. Either intentionally or not. It's just human nature in a way. It's kind of sad. Fear is very powerful. So, military answer to living in extended lockdown. Premier Gladys Berejiklian would consider introducing military checkpoints to ensure safe travel out of hot zones, the Daily Telegraph reports. New South Wales is facing a national emergency after reporting a record 136 cases yesterday, with the state government now working on a proposal for the Greater Sydney population to live as freely as possible under lockdown measures until mass vaccination. Ms. Berejiklian yesterday said the government's plan was to provide a roadmap to citizens as to how best we can live freely, but only as openly as possible over the next few months to October. Over the next 48 hours, senior ministers will reportedly discuss putting physical barriers or checkpoints in place on major roads in and out of various zones. According to a senior source quoted by the Daily Telegraph, troops may be brought in to guard the checkpoints. The government might have to get tougher on a more micro level. This could mean hardening the lockdown, like putting up physical barriers, the minister said. We've been offered troops, let's use them. And there's a new exposures. New South Wales residents are waking up to a list of new exposures, with today's additions to the ever-growing list including grocery stores in Lakemba, a medical practice in Campsie, supermarket in Wollongong, 2 cafes in Mittagong and the Southern Highlands. And you can see that on Twitter. So there you go, everyone. Potential for military checkpoints and a hardening, longer lockdown in New South Wales. What do you think? The push is going to be from the premiers to get people getting their first vaccination, first dose in southwestern Sydney. But the problem is that it takes time, guys. It takes time for your bodies to produce the antibodies. It takes time for the effectiveness to wear in, and then there's the effectiveness of just one dose. You need the second one too. This is the issue. So, what do you reckon? What do you think? Will this be a wake-up call to a lot of Australians? What's going to happen here? We'll have to see. As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. If you're a fan of the channel and enjoy the content I create, here are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve or AussieBroadband. Buy our merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or support us via PayPal. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.